Hi, I'm Shauna Lee with Infinity Readings. I want to thank everybody who's joined, liked, or subscribed to my page, or my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page called Infinity Readings and Reviews. If you want kind of more of a personal insight into where my mind is going, and also access to free monthly readings. I'm going to be trying to arrange a grouping of people coming in through the Facebook page, and I will be giving away like micro readings. I'll be on for an hour and just accept questions as they come. First come, first serve type thing, and then we'll go from there and see what kind of demand that brings. But that's where you'll get access to that, and that's also where you'll get access if I decide to go outward with my readings. That's Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. Click join, I'll add you in there, and then just wait around and see what happens. A lot of times it's just a more personal view of what I get instinctively throughout the months that I'm not sending the videos out. Sometimes I get intuitive downloads and I spit it out through the page, or I just feel inspired to put, a lot of positive information in that way, and that's where all the kind of the news that I get intuitively is just spewed out there. So it's a good place to be and have in the background in case you want to know about any advances or any kind of weird quirky things I decide to just jump on. Like I've been going outward with this live thing. I had no idea how to do it, but I ended up going on there, and it was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself, so I do want to do it again. It's just again the timing, and the more people I get in there demanding it, the more I will actually be able to do it, and the more benefit it will reap for those people. Like I said, it will be micro readings, and they will be kept to quite a minimum degree. But nonetheless, I'll try and get through as much as I can in such a short period of time. And if the demand is high enough, I might even make it more frequent than once a month. I might make it, twice a month, depending. If we can keep the numbers up and the demand is there, I will try and make that happen. So I want to thank anybody who's already in there and who is following me, and I want to thank them for their likes, subscribes, for the comments. I appreciate it. As long as it's productive in some way, I absolutely absorb that shit. I get in there, and it actually makes a difference in how I proceed forward. I do have fluxes here and there where family and life gets in the way, and usually everybody's been very accepting and graceful of that time, so I appreciate that for all the people that are on there. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit about the decks that I'm using. I have I'm doing a 2-pyramid male-female split for my readings. I just, came up with that on the fly. I'm using, I found Masculine and Feminine set, which I'm very stoked about. The Gods and Titans deck from Stacey DeMarco, and the Goddesses and Sirens deck also from Stacey DeMarco. Those are the two, the male and the female, that I use. I clarify the female deck with the Whispers of Love. And I'm turning more into the love side of things. I was clarifying with some grounded energy, but my decks kind of somehow disappeared, so I had to change it up. So the Whispers of Love is really giving the insight to the female side, and then I'm using the Love and Sex Tarot deck to give a little harder edge to the God and Titans, the male side, kind of looking into their sexual. I don't know that they would pick up on the softer side of it anyway. I think it would be a little too fluffy. So I think the sexual edge that this tarot deck gives is working very well. I think the energies are working very well. So that is the decks that I'm using at this point. Whatever you're dealing with from June 20th to September 22nd, that is the run time here that I'm forecasting for. So I'm hoping that hits, because you probably will need to watch the videos 2 or 3 times over the season. Like once a month, I'm thinking, in order to kind of keep up with the energies, because there's little things in there that kind of evolve as time goes on. You may see some lessons in it when you first start, and then the next month you see a different side to the same reading, and as you move on. So hopefully And really the reason I'm doing this is really to help people advance their souls and in a more spiritual way. So if I'm getting too deep, I'm sorry. Give me a shout and let me know that. Go, yeah, too deep, couldn't follow, whatever. And then I'll try and back it up a notch. I'm trying to be mindful of that and not go. I can go pretty deep, so my level of deep is maybe still too deep or too high or too low, whatever. So if this is affecting you, let me know and I will adjust as I see or as you see fit. And we'll try and make a meeting in the minds there. So in the meantime, thank you. Everybody have a great, happy summer, light and fun and airy. There's a few themes that are running through. One of them is a sense of play. Keep that for the summer. Don't get too serious. But those that are driven to need to, I guess. On the love sector, there seems to be a rise of paying attention to your partner. So if you are on the zone of being light and fluffy over the summer, don't forget about your partner. Don't lock them out, because that seems to be the running theme through the readings, is we need to keep love and compassion alive, and not only that, go outward with it. So I want to thank again everyone for their likes and subscribes, their comments. Again, my Facebook page is Infinity Readings and Reviews. Feel free to join. That's really where you're going to get the inside edge on what's going on with me. So if readings aren't coming up, I'll notify that page, and then you'll be on the inside edge here. And then anything I get inspired, downloaded, whatever, I just shoot it out when I feel the need be. I'm trying to be more apparent on that page. It's actually flowing fairly well now. So don't hesitate to join that. You really just get an inside edge of what's going on with me, and more insight and more feedback. Really gives a one-on-one chance to give me feedback and just help me out here in what you want and what, because I'm really kind of at your mercy as well. I mean, I want to make sure that it's enjoyable on the receiving end, because it sure is on my giving end. I'm having a good time giving it, so I want to make sure that it's good on your side. I'm not just having fun over here by myself. So in the meantime, everybody have a great summer and have fun and play and enjoy yourselves, and on with the readings. Okay, this is for Aquarius for the summer of 2017. So I'm going to start with the feminines, as I always do. Now we have the pyramid laid out. So for summer of 2017, Aquarians, females, here we go. Your first card you have, actually I'm going to start at the top here, the base. The first card you have is play. So thank God that's part of your summer. You're not going to be locking yourself in. You feel very spunky and very fresh. And I mean, everybody's got that feeling. Spring is sprung and we're in the mode to accept summer. So I'm seeing a lot of that, like full bore, like these Aquarian women are going out and they're like, yeah, this is going to be a summer. I want to mark on the books. I don't want to forget. I want to write this down. This is going to be memory making time. So a lot of getting together with friends, wanting to group up, and yeah, let's get something going. Like those are going to be the Aquarians this summer. They're going to be the ones getting the parties together, organizing and bringing people together that don't normally come together. It's like, no, bring this one, bring that one, get in there. So that play is really strong over the summer for the Aquarian females. The next card you have is self-trust. So on, I'm kind of getting foggy on my last reading here, but self-trust is always something I think we need to work on until the day we die. But within the Aquarians, I think they have a lot of bravado in that way. Like they're kind of ballsy and gutsy and they go out and get things. So the self-trust is just a matter of really putting that anchor behind you and saying, yeah, I'm going forward here. And I'm going to trust myself to just weave in and out where I need to go. So I feel like that's kind of in a neutral mode. It's not like you're pushing your self-trust. It's not like you're building it. It's like you're just recognizing that you need to have it there, so you're putting it there like you haven't before. Almost like you kind of more doubt was there before. So you're just placing it there and you're going, yeah, self-trust. It's almost like you're realizing there's an issue that you need to look at there. You just need to look in the direction. Be aware. Trust yourself. Boom. That's what it is. The next card we have is creation. So be careful for those youngins out there about baby making and and bringing about fertility and that kind of thing. That could be all part of the mix, and we could have some babies being born in the spring of next year. Now, also I feel like rebirth, new air, new energy. You may be in the flow of something, whether it's job. I feel like your spring kind of shook you up a little bit, or even back into the winter shook you up. You had a new path, whether it was love, career, anything like that. Just things interiorly coming at you, and you really having a good viewpoint to look upon. I feel like now it's the blossoming of that. It's the absorbing of that. There's no more nervous tension. There's no more rerouting. There's just a solid, yeah, I'm in the flow and I'm moving with it. So just really an acceptance of the new way things are going. Like I said, whether it's in love, romance, or work and career. Now, the next card we have is hope. Man, they're small lights, but they work. Hope. I'm feeling you have a lot of hope. You have a lot of, the summer has really kicked you up. I think you've kind of been a little bit in the winter blues, kind of wanting to get isolated a little bit too much for your own good. And I think the hope is coming from like renewed, like the change of seasons. I mean, this is Canadians we're talking about too. But not only that, you can have an atmosphere that has created the same kind of weather pattern, but just be in a slump with it. So no matter where you are, you're kind of feeling like you just are in that time of mode where you're kind of reclusing a bit. So there's hope here. It's like the sun's out, the energy is changing. I mean, those change of seasons, no matter where you are, it's a change of energy. It's a renewed energy. So I'm feeling a lot of hope around that. You're getting fluffed up by the new change of the sequence of energy that's coming through these moon cycles, season changes, all of that. So there's hope there. Gateways. So with the hope, we have the gateways opening. So that's really a trigger. Your mind is going, yeah, I feel good about things. So then, boom, you let in all those doorways. Just that thought process opens up all those doorways. So the gateways are coming in. Things are going to be opening up to you. And we ended irresistibility. So these Aquarians are really going to be focusing on themselves, focusing on getting themselves out there and presenting in a self-trusting way, with a lot of play and a lot of newness within their mind. It's almost like somebody took the sweeper and just swept out all the dust, cobwebs in these women's minds, and said, okay, here we go. Like, things are good, things are great, things are wonderful. Let's move forward with that energy. And that's really going to open up, it just backs everything up nice. So we just have an eruption here of the Aquarians starting to come out of themselves and go outward and really do what they're meant to do in the world, which is get people together, communities. And I feel like these Aquarian women are not afraid to go out there and bring this person and this person. Let's get going. Like, whether it's bringing couples together, like seriously, like my friend and this friend, we got to get them together. Let's, like that's kind of thing. They're really driving from a good force here of togetherness, community, and wanting to be out in it, where they haven't always been that way. They haven't always been, the feminines have not always been. They're kind of, I wouldn't say recluse per se, but I would say in that mode where they'd sit back and watch rather than get involved. And now they're feeling strong and they're just going to get involved. They're just going to go forward. And so that's a really great energy. So for this summer, they're going to be playing, they're going to be working, bringing that self-trust forward. They always trusted themselves to a certain degree, but now it's going to be forefront. They're going to be creating new energy with the universe. They have a hope of better days and newness above. The gateways are going to open, and then boom, there is irresistibility their irresistibility is going to start to flow, and then they're just unstoppable. So they're going to be right in it, right in the ways that they need to be. Now, the new cards I'm using here, the Whispers of Love deck, we're going into the love sector, and that's where we're clarifying. So if you guys have mates or working on mates or single, this is what you need to think about. Now, the first card is consider your foundation. It says you're being asked to look at how committed you are to love. So I'm getting for the singles that if you really are, okay, here, just give me a minute. Yeah, I'm getting for the singles, they may be a little conflicted. It's like, yeah, I'm enjoying my time, I'm working on me, I'm doing the thing I want to do. So therefore, they're kind of giving off the vibe, don't even start with me. I do not want. So you really have to consider where it is you want to work on. And if you want to work on your singleness and yourself, that is absolutely beautiful. You need to be in that place, but don't be in conflict with it. Don't be trying to pull someone in and then going, no, I got to work. You know, you gotta make sure that you're not in conflict with your own self on that. And I feel like a lot of these, I feel like it's the younger generation. They're like, yeah, I want, but no, I got to work on some stuff. Like they're feeling a very hard inner core that they got to work on their own core being, right? And they got to really kind of exclude people around them in order to do that. But yet there's that ego part of them that, oh, I want something, give me, you know, and get that. So they're kind of struggling with that. So that's for the singles. And for really for the coupling of Aquarian women, I think you just consider what it is that you're committing, you know, what you're committing to, what you're willing to do, and how far you're going to go to get it. Just lay down your foundation just in a thought process, and you're okay. You just need to do that. It's like you just kind of left everything open-ended, and the universe don't know what way to go with it. So you put down your foundation mentally, and you're good to go. Because you're really in the place you need to be to move forward. Now, practice compassion. See things from a different perspective. And I'm thinking that's what these single Aquarians are trying to do. They're trying to really look from myself and from, maybe not different views, but different parts of themselves. They're trying to break it down and go, okay, you know, my higher self really needs some advancement here, some work. So I got to go inside and work on that. And that's great and wonderful. But then they're going, okay, instead of isolating that and saying, yeah, we're going to work on that, finish it and complete it, they're trying to do double duty here. And it's not, it's coming up in conflict. So the compassion will help you with that. Go into your heart, and then it'll become very clear where you need to be. Okay? And if you want to reach out, then you just do that, and you do that fully. Don't do it to attract and then push away. So it's really conflictive. And I mean, that's something I think can be very hard on the partners, trying to get into that. You do, but you don't. That kind of thing. So for the couples, practice compassion. Get more into your heart than your mind. Aquarians, period, overall, they're intellectuals. They're thinkers. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. So we need to get more into our heart center. Dig down deeper. Instead of just being, you know, logic about everything, get in there and be romantic a little more. So the couples, a lot less chatter and a lot more doing, and not from the mind but from the heart. Now, your last clarification card for your love and romance for the female side is turn on your heart light. Allow yourself in the moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. So again, feeling that head center really going wild here. So not so much varied, like, oh, I'm totally thinking. I think you're thinking about past. I think you're thinking about the future, and you're just not quite in the moment. So you need to do that. You need to be more focused on the now. And your partner's really going to notice a difference there. I think some of the females, Aquarians, some of the female Aquarian partners are kind of, they're thrown, but they're not quite sure what to put their finger on and say that's the problem. So they can't voice it because they don't really know what it is. And that's what it is there's a lot of intellectualism and not enough warmth. So they just have to bring that about to their partners, and then it makes a more cohesive unit. So for the Aquarians, you know, consider your foundation. What is it that you truly do want for the long term? Think long term, think big goals. Don't just let everything lie on spontaneity, because you need to have some framework. And that's really how the universe conspires to help you. If you don't have a forethought, the universe can't deliver. So you have to have some forethought. Practice compassion. Get in your heart center. Turn on your heart light. So there's a lot of compassion missing from the relationships here. Could be even friendships, you know. You're kind of just going, yeah, well, and you're not jiving with them on a heart level, and they're kind of may not be putting up with it. You know, friends even in that area may not be putting up with this intellectual. They want something that's a little more substantial. So consider that, not only in your romance, but in your life and friendship and, you know, family even. You know, come from a deeper center of things. So that is the feminines. Good luck for the summer, you guys. Okay, for the masculines, we have death. So there is some ending. There is something coming to a conclusion for these male Aquarians over the summer. Could be a relationship, could be a job, could be something interiorly that you're just deciding, you know what, I've had enough of dealing with people this way, or you're seeing things clearly, you know, ways that you've worked before that you're like, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore. In fact, I think it's more on that interior level of getting that before. These Aquarians are just ready to pull forward. They were in the spring, and now they're knowing what needs to go. So they're making endings where it needs to be, and that is just really clearing the slate for a new path forward. So there's some endings here. Death of things, but I don't feel like it's against them. I don't feel like, oh, they had something end that they didn't want. I feel like it's absolutely intentful for these males. They're going, yes, I need this out of my life, and I'm getting it out of my life, and it's gone. Don't even speak to me about it. It's gone. Boom. That's what it is. So for the Aquarian males, they're just getting rid of stuff they don't need, and it's absolutely like this is like it's not even a discussion. It's just done. It's out. I'm moving forward. So now they have sacrifice. So within that endings, there is some things that they need to sacrifice. And then we have communication. So they're willing. They're willing to work and to talk and to voice and to stand up for, which I feel like these Aquarian males are really in a position now where they're being mindful of what they're doing. They're being mindful of the steps they take, and no longer are they not only putting up with shit and other people's shit, but even their own shit that they used to go out there and clutter with. They used to spew this stuff out, and it's like, you know what, no, I'm going to deal with you straight. I'm not going to play no games. Which is, I mean, now we're going to get somewhere, right? These Aquarian men are figuring it out, but now they're going to get somewhere. The communication is key. They realize that. They have to sacrifice some things. They realize that. Death, they're getting rid of it. So they're moving. I see a very straight path for these males. They're just in a no shit way moving forward. So the next card I get is perfection, and then I get shape shifting. This is interesting. So I feel like they're very much on the path to finding that perfection within themselves of how to deal with the life, universe, the life they've been dealt, the universe they're living in as a whole. And I think they're seeing it as two different things. There's the universe outside of me and the universe within me, and they're going to make all of that come into perfect alignment. They think they can do it, and therefore they will. And they're just going to go forward. There's nothing stopping these Aquarian males this time. Very good, potent energy to move forward and advance. And I feel like they really were in some clutter. They really were in some junk. And they're just going, yeah, enough of that. And just stepping right out of it. Maybe it's quicksand, man, there's a chopper pulling them right out. It's like they're just getting out of it. So that is the perfection. That is the unveiling of all of this hard work. And I feel like they've been doing a lot of hard work. And even to a zone where there was a depressive stage. Got out of it, realized what they could do, and now they're doing it. They're seeing a clear, concise road, and they're going down it. So that's very good, very good. Perfection, they're finding the perfection within what they can do. The shape-shifting, they know they have to change, and they're willing to do it. And that goes in with the death and the sacrifice. Just a super triangle here, very powerful. I have to cut this, so it goes. I have to cut this, so it goes. If I can't deal with that, I won't. And that's really, they're just getting rid of all of that crap. And you end up at altruism. So they end up in a place where, you know what, they should have been a long time ago. I'm saying this, and I know it sounds harsh and rude and whatever, but they really were, excuse me, they really were in a position where they were letting life cloud them over. And now they're saying no more. That's enough. That is it. And I feel like these are deep, heavy, major life decisions, major life choices, major life conclusions. It's coming out of a cloud that they just should not have had hanging over them. They should not have let it in, but they let it in nonetheless, and just come to some kind of realization here, and then just stepping into what they need to. I don't know. I'm feeling like it's almost like they've figured it out on their own. And Aquarians can be very much like that, stubborn in their ways, because they could have people like going, okay, we're going to sit and we're going to talk it up, and they could go over that and go, yeah. But when they have the time, and the moons are in alignment, and I'll tell you, that's what's happened here. They just let everybody go. They went inside, and then they figured it out, and they see a clear answer, and they're just darting for the finish line. And that is a really good, like I say, it's potent energy, and it's just these Aquarian males are on their way. So I'm going to get right into, no need to go over that. That's just pretty much they're on attack. They know what they need, and there's no room for error here. And the reason there's no room for error is because they have thought long and hard over the years of what they could do. It's like, I don't feel like it. What they should do, it's not right. Not right time. You know. And now it's like they have all that stuff downloaded, and they're just going to do it. They're just doing it, just moving, and that's it. So, and like I said, it's major life decisions that these Aquarian males are working from, and major things that are going to do major life changes. And they know that there's sacrifices that need to be made, so they're going to make them. So when we get into the love and romance sector, I'm using the love and sex romance cards. I thought for the men, it got to be a little more hardcore here. I get the Knight of Pentacles, so that's interesting energy. Now, if we go across this life lesson thing, I'm going to expand on that a little bit. The Knight of Pentacles is genuine. He's slow, strong, and steady. So this kind of amplifies the energy here. Even though I feel the force is no shit, nobody's going to deter me. I made up my mind, It's going to be methodical. It's going to go in a slow and steady pace. So that's kind of a hint as to what kind of a person you're dealing with here with these Aquarian males. Slow, steady, and valuable. They're going to make their choices from now on more valuable. Whereas before they let a lot of wishy-washy stuff come in there and, you know, just kind of played with things. Now it's going to be a lot more focused, a lot more, and they're going to see results from that. They're going to go, yeah, I should have been doing this a long time ago. I would have been happier, that kind of thing. So there's going to be a lot more joy and concreteness, happiness in that way, that they're going to feel in a better mode, in a better way, in a more detrimental feel to it. The next card I get is the Six of Wands for love and romance. That's like the go out and get what you want card, and going in the direction where you're getting good results, and you're just going to go out and grab it. You're slow and steady, so you're not going to be on the attack, but you know what you want, you're going to go after it, and you're going to get it. So it's just simply that. I mean, the picture depicts everything. And the dove here, I'm noticing that white bird and the rabbit. The rabbit is really a sign of fertility to me. It shows, you know, like what's going to happen here. But the dove is also a symbol that, you know, you could have some little bit of purity going on here. More than, you know, it's almost like the awakening of purity. This is the first time I've noticed it in such a manner. So this is obviously a message that needs to get to these Aquarian males, is that, you know, bring the purity into it and things will really change for you. I think that there may be a feeling of purity coming from this direction that you want to go, where you're sprung to go. But I don't feel in any way it's going to be like quick or fast-paced. It's going to be a slow, steady progression, and you're just going to make the points where you need to. So going and getting what you want. The last card is the Two of Wands. So that's making an offer. And the woman here is playing coy. So you got to watch. It's interesting. She's got one shoe off, which is, you know, I'm coy, but I'm in. So it seems like these Aquarian males might have a little bit of a flirt going on with someone. A situation where they're willing to show that they're interested, and they're also willing to take the time it takes to do it properly, do it right. And I feel like these males have not always done that. They just go and grab it, take it, and the thrill is gone. So now they're willing to be more infused in the process, not just the deadline, you know, like just getting it. It's not about that anymore. It's about, you know what, working my way through. I want to go out and get it, but and I can work for it too as well. And that's not always the meaning of this card. Like the meaning of this card is kind of, I don't know, I want to know from the lady, you know. So these guys are going to have to work a little harder, but in their mind frame, they're really doing that in their life already. They're working harder, doing better, more clarified things. So that energy is already there for them. So very interesting. I feel like they may be on a different path, a more pure path than maybe they have. Maybe these guys were a little edgy and they were looking for things in the wrong places. So now they're going to look in the right places, and they realize that there's some shape shifting that needs to happen in that way. So they're willing to do that. They're willing to play with that. Not play anymore, but do what needs to be done to get a desired result and not leave everything open-ended. So for these males, good energy. They're going after their life lessons, attacking them, and really just evolving, stepping out of kind of, I don't want to say a depression, but a sense of stepping out of where I feel like I'm powerless, and they're starting to take their power back. Good for the males. And the females, again, they're in that sense of play, they're in the sense of community as well, and they want to bring people together, and they're just, you know, over the summer it's fun and everything. So the males are a little more serious, a little more, you know, let's get down to things, but they're slow and steady. They're on this path, and they're not just starting, they've been starting. It's been evolving slowly, and it's just going to keep doing so this summer, in the fall and the winter. They're just on a good path upwards, so they just need nobody to take them off that, and I don't think that they'll allow that at this point. They really do. Their soul is like, enough already. We need to move forward. We're not staying stagnant, and that's the way it is. So that is the masculine feminine reading for the Aquarians, males, females, for 2017. I hope you enjoy. I hope you get something out of it. And yeah, live in love, have fun, and take care. Be kind. Happy summer, Aquarians.